Hello and welcome to the very first special Transatlantic On Your Heads On podcast. I am live from New York City.
New York City, we are live.
NYC, dude.
The Big Apple, the city that never sleeps.
The Windy City.
Not the Windy City. Joining us from Surbiton, England is Matthew. How are you, Matthew?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, back on again. I haven't moved, unfortunately, but I'm very jealous of you being in New York right now and taking the time out to do this very important podcast. So congratulations.
It's very important, yes. And I think I'm done with my terrible American accent.
I was going to see how long it lasted.
Let's keep it going.
No, I'm done now. Joining us from Winchester, England, we have Andy. How are you, Andy?
Very good. Woo! Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah,
how were your guys' weekends?
Yeah, really good, really good. Me and Andy went to the Saints game on Saturday, didn't we? A big 3-1 win.
Yeah. We saw
first win I think I've seen in about 2 years. Sorry, Andy, go.
We saw Wazza Ball in the flesh.
We did. Wazza Ball.
Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, it wasn't looking great, was it? Poor Wazza. But no, not good. But more importantly, James, how's your weekend?
My weekend's been fantastic. Yeah, I had a big Halloween night out on Saturday, which was fun. Yeah. Yesterday we walked down the High Line, and then we went to Little Italy and we had some of Mama's best cooking.
Mama's best cooking. Oh yeah. Love that.
So that was super fun. Managed to catch a bit of the Prem, which is fun. Yeah. So I guess let's get cracking, shall we? With the big game of the weekend, which was the Manchester derby. Man United 0, Man City 3. From my big takeaway from this is that there is just a huge golfing class between these teams. Andy, how long do you think before Ten Hag gets sacked?
Well, I've said this. I've said this on the notes. I think it'll be around February, January time.
Mm-hmm.
I think people will try and believe in him for as long as they can, and then they'll just see the problems after the new year. I think it'll get worse for United actually this season. Like kind of from the new year and January, they're going to have some horrible transfers, I reckon. And yeah, I think the fans will turn.
You're going February. He's still got another 3-4 months in him.
Yeah, well, I think they believe in him at the moment, but I don't know why. But I think they'll keep him for a bit.
I mean, did you see his sub for Højlund when Højlund went off and Garnacho came on and they were booing? Him there. So I mean. Are we really giving him that long? I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure. Think less than that? Where do you think, Matt?
I don't know. I'm torn because last year, to be honest, it was very similar to this, where I mean they could have very easily got rid of him very early. To be honest, after that Brentford game, only like 4 games in, to be honest, and then he turned it round. So I still feel like they could possibly turn it round. And I mean they have actually won their last 4 games. Granted, they're against very poor opposition and they've limped over the line in each one. It's just a massive golfing class here between Man U and Man City. Absolutely massive. Yeah.
I looked at the bench for Man United, and I don't see anyone that's going to change the game, even though they've got really, really expensive, high-paid players there. They've got like people like Anthony. I mean, like a bit of a waste.
Well, he came in and instantly got a card, didn't he?
Yeah. Garnacho, I don't get what the hype is on Garnacho. I think he's fine.
Alanga, 2.0.
They should have kept him.
Well, Garnacho's the same player as Alanga. Both just quick. No,
Alanga's got the talent. Don't
okay, yeah.
He's destined to end up at West Brom circa 2015. Garnacho.
Yeah, completely agree.
That's his ceiling.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, Man City were superb. Another 2 goals for Haaland and assist. Yeah. He could have had about 7, I think.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this guy, how he's only on, I think it's 11 goals this Premier League season. Yeah. I don't know how he's on that. Like, he should be on 20 by now, like the amount of chances he gets. But I mean, he's still, he broke his Champions League goal drought, didn't he? He went 4 games without scoring or something like that, and that's not even a drought, really. It's literally just like a tiny little blip.
It's not a thing. No. He's made that.
yeah.
He's just so good.
When he plays bad, he still scores.
Obviously, he's a fantastic finisher, but I think his best attribute is just being in the right place. Like he's always there to have a chance.
Yeah.
The fact that he's missed so many big chances this season and he's still got 11 goals in the Prem, it's baffling.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I mean, the big story as well from it was it a pen? I assume you guys watched it. So I mean, was that a penalty?
Yeah, I think so.
I completely agree. But the whole kind of Sky Sports thing was all very soft. Otherwise, you'll be having 10 penalties a game. It was a complete obvious grab there.
Well, I don't get that. Why social media blew up about if that was a penalty or not? Surely it's clearly a penalty.
Yeah,
I understand.
He stopped his momentum running in. Like, I didn't know why loads of people were debating that, really.
Yeah.
I understand that it's soft. I understand, but it is a penalty.
Yeah.
Categorically.
Yeah. Agree.
Perfect. Well, on the subject of a striker that's firing, that's Haaland. The striker that isn't really firing, is missing so many chances, Darwin Núñez.
Yes.
I know he scored yesterday against Nottingham Forest. They won 3-0 Liverpool over Nottingham Forest. But Darwin Núñez, I thought he would turn a corner this year, but he's missing so many chances.
Yeah. I mean, did you see his miss in the Champions League on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it was?
I did, yes.
Obviously, it was a great assist. It was a great assist there. He takes it around the goalkeeper, fires it against the post, and then I can't remember who. But he comes in and scores.
I did see something about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, Darwin Núñez, to be honest, he's such a threat, though. Him, Szoboszlai, and Salah, and then Match of the Day kind of covered it, where like them three just looked unbelievable together. The link up between them three was unbelievable. So I disagree with you there, James. Genuinely think that Darwin Núñez is very crucial to what they do at the moment.
That's not what I said at all. I never said that he's not crucial to what they do. I said that he's missing loads of chances. It's the same old Darwin Núñez, who was exactly the same last season. He played brilliant all last season. He just couldn't put the ball in the goal. And it's the same thing.
Apart from St James's Park, it was great at that.
Well, he scored 2 goals. My question is to one of you is, can a team as big as Liverpool have a luxury of a player like that who plays really well but misses all the chances?
Go on, Andy.
Yeah, I think they can because they've got Mo Salah. They've got Mo Salah. They've got Jota to come in. They've got Gakpo. They have Diaz, obviously, away for personal reasons. We'll understand that. But I mean, they have the rotation up front, so you're constantly fighting for positions. So even if he has an off game or like kind of a bad first half, you can take him off and bring on a new player who changes the game. So I think you can have that luxury with the amount of attacking players they have.
Yeah. No, I do agree completely. But I do think that a lot of people would just see his missed chances and think that he's not the player. I know Matt mentioned Szoboszlai. What a player he is. What a player.
Unbelievable. There's a lot of talk about him being a signing of the season. I don't necessarily agree with that at all. I think there's a lot of Liverpool fans saying that. But I mean, he could turn out to be unbelievable. Yeah. He's
looked fantastic, controlling every game, really, isn't he, when he's playing? 2 assists in the last game.
No, I completely agree. He's
I mean, something that I sort of looked into. So he was signed from Leipzig and he was playing as like an inside, like left wing forward. So I think that Liverpool have really got themselves a good buy in the sense they've bought someone and they've moved his position. They've seen what attributes he's had, and he's moved back from like a forward into like a really solid quality midfielder. And I guess just wondering, sort of going forward, maybe that is the transfer strategy to actually get value for money. Because I think if he was signed as a centre midfielder playing as well as he is for Liverpool right now, I think his value would be even higher.
Completely agree. I can't remember how much it was. I think it was like 50-60 mil from memory, wasn't it?
60 mil, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, the way he's playing, you compare that to Caicedo. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. But no, he's looking really good. But a note on Nottingham Forest. I mean, they did create again quite a few chances. Still, I mean, Liverpool still do look quite open, but I mean, they've got enough firepower up top there to kind of cover them against particularly Forest. So yeah.
Yeah. Completely agree. Moving over to the other side of Liverpool, the blue side, Sean Dyche. He got a big win, 1-0 to Everton over West Ham.
Come on. Dyche ball at its finest. Come on. You love to see it.
It was
Calvert-Lewin was a perfect target, man.
It's such a tight game, this, and it really was settled by one absolute brilliant goal. The touch at his feet and finish. past Areola.
Gorgeous.
So my question to you, Andy, as our Everton expert, what are Everton without Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
Shit.
I mean, they don't have any other striker that can score. So, well, in trouble unless they have a corner. To be quite frank, in scoring in front of goal. But I mean, Calvert-Lewin has had off games. Even last season, he was back, but obviously in and out of injuries. But it looks like he's actually back to his best bit of form.
Yeah.
And I think a big thing for Everton this year is actually Branthwaite coming through.
Mm-hmm.
He looks brilliant. Like he's replaced Michael Keane very easily, and he's just continually starting and playing really well at the back. Very calm centre back.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah,
I mean, did you see the clip where he just completely outpaced Antonio? Antonio was through basically, and Braithwaite just completely caught him up.
Muscles him out.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm not saying Antonio's a beast at all anymore, because I think he had his little purple patch at the start of the season where he scored like, I don't know, 3 goals maybe, and everyone was raving about him again. And suddenly they don't need it. Suddenly West Ham don't need a striker, but yeah, they need a striker. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's not Premier League quality anymore, unfortunately, for where West Ham want to be. I mean, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you switch for strikers there. It's a completely different result.
Yeah, okay, I agree with
that. I think we've probably decided by now that Everton, despite not being great, aside from Calvert-Lewin, probably do have enough to stay up. However, there is a potential impending 12-point deduction for Everton. Mm-hmm. So surely they're not going to be 12 points clear of the 3 bottom teams. Surely that would put them down.
No, they will go down with the deduction. Like,
yeah,
who knows?
As much as I want to believe they won't, I think they would.
Who knows? To be honest, I mean, looking at the Premier League table now, where can you see Sheffield getting a result? Where can you see Luton getting a result? And where can you see Burnley getting a result? So if they just finish, or Bournemouth. So I mean, if they just finish 4 points, 12 points above them, 4 wins above them, could possibly see that happening. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mainly because I think the teams that go down might even go like 25. You might just need 25 points to really stay up, or like 28, maybe 30.
I can see Bournemouth and Burnley maybe having a relegation battle, like kind of ish. I mean, Sheffield United and Luton, they're down. Like, sure, like Sheffield, they've got to be down.
Yeah, I think let's move on to the Luton game. So, like,
but wait, hang on a sec. Sorry. Those 12 points that they might get deducted, that's from one thing, from one fund. Yeah. Man City, 115. What is their deduction? What happens? Do they strip all their titles for the last 5 years? What happens?
Go National League?
I don't know.
I'm just quickly having a look. What's 115 times 12? It's 1,380.
I mean,
that would be a great season.
What? Like, they're going to be in like what? The Ryman Northern.
Yeah, whatever
it's called.
Conference. Yeah. I love that. So yeah, let's get them down there.
Yeah, let's humble.
That'd be fun. They'll be challenging the Wrexham for the titles.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I love that. But yes, let's talk through Luton Villa. I think we can be quite quick on this one because I think there was just such a gulf in quality. One team is doing really well, and one team is Luton.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, you're speaking about Szoboszlai there, like playing out of position. Well, not out of position, then moving position. But Moussa Diaby as well, an honourable mention's got to go there. So he was a winger at Leverkusen, and now he's playing as like a second striker, and he's brilliant goal again, an assist. Just playing out of his skin, to be honest. And Luton was so lucky to even get a goal in this. I mean, that goal is
genuinely, and I've written it in our document, I know, but I genuinely felt like it was just a sympathy goal. I think like Consa was just like bored, and he just sort of like, I wonder if I can chip Martinez with my head.
Yeah,
and he couldn't. It bounced back and hit Martinez.
Nearly did it. He nearly did it.
I think they might have been too comfortable in this game, really, for that. That's probably why that went in then, the sympathy goal.
Yeah.
Just I mean, Watkins didn't contribute. I put him in my fantasy this week. I captained him. Nothing against Luton.
Well, he played fantastic, and he should have had about 3 or 4 assists. Zaniolo missed a couple. I mean, Watkins could have scored as well, but it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah,
they're always going to win that game.
12 home wins in a row.
Yeah.
At least 3 goals at home all season. Top 4, it's coming. Easy.
It's coming home to Villa Park.
It's coming home to Villa Park. The Villains, the mighty Villains. Come on, biggest team in the Middle East. Not Middle East. Sorry, not Middle East.
That's a big move.
Sorry.
Yeah, Villa are actually joining the Saudi league. You've heard it here first.
Yeah.
They're swapping with Al Hilal. Al Hilal are moving to Birmingham. Right, okay. Last game from Sunday was Brighton 1 versus Funnel versus Fulham. My point that I made here is, I mean, I'm not sure who wrote it in the document, but someone wrote Brighton should be beating Fulham at home.
Yeah.
And they should. But I think my thing is, so Brighton, do we think starting to feel the effects of Thursday night Europa League football?
Definitely. I think you see that at West Ham as well. To be honest, I think you saw it last year. I think you see it this season as well. It's just to be honest, it's a lot of for like quite a small squad of players. Like you get the same. It seems to be the same team every week, but for Brighton really. So I mean, they're going to struggle with that. And to be honest, it's just a European hangover. It has happened every time a team goes into Europe for the first time. They end up with that kind of. They just don't. It's a lot of energy to travel to a European game and then come back and play on a Sunday against Fulham. I mean, getting yourself up for a home game against Brighton, against Fulham.
Yeah, I mean, you can even see that with Newcastle with the Wolves game as well, because it was mostly the same starting team, and it's the same with Brighton. Like you're just bound to be knackered. With a Premier League team fighting to stay up, like Fulham, I don't know. Well, obviously fighting to stay away from the relegation zone. They're going to drop points.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a point I made on Fulham, I mean, are they the most generic, boring Premier League team at the moment? They're just standard. They're probably going to stay up. They'll be fine, but they're just a bit dull.
Yeah. Marco Silva signed a new contract for like the next 2 years. I saw that, which I actually quite like Marco Silva, to be honest.
So do I, and I think Fulham are now, even though they only came up last year, is that right?
Yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah.
They just seem like a solid, established team. I don't think they're very good, but I don't think they're anywhere near the relegation fight.
It's a few of their players look all right.
Yeah, they're all right. I think that what I think is that without Paulinho, I think they would struggle. I think they would be closer. I think he's a really, really good player. Very nearly signed for Bayern Munich in the summer.
Sorry, James. Are you saying Harry Wilson can't do a job as a number 6, number 8, or whatever? He is unbelievable, Harry Wilson.
I think Harry Wilson would suit the game if it was a bit more stop-start and there were specialist players like American football, because he'd be a great set-piece taker and nothing else.
That's fair. Sounds like Beckham.
Not just like Beckham. Beckham was much more than that. Oh, damn it. Okay, so that's the end of the Sunday games. We're going to do a very quick break to what's coming on tonight, which is the Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or indeed.
I should have made the transition, actually, or the segue. Speaking of golden balls, let's talk about the golden ball Ballon d'Or. That would have been a great segue.
Oh, damn it.
Touche, James. Touche. Shame it's too early.
I missed it. Speaking of golden balls, let's talk about the golden ball, the Ballon d'Or, tonight.
Tonight, 8:45. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
So let's quickly go through who are your Ballon d'Or top threes for the last year. Andy, do you want to kick us off?
I'm going to go Haaland, Mbappe, and Messi. But my top one will be Messi, which I know is probably, but he did win the World Cup, so I mean I will give him for that. Then Haaland, just for the season, coming to the Prem, making it look so easy.
Yeah. Then
Mbappe, which I think is harsh to Mbappe because he had such a good year, especially in the World Cup final, scoring a hat-trick. But yeah, those are my top three. Bosh.
Nice.
Yeah,
Matt, would you like to go next?
I mean, unfortunately, it probably is the same three, but I think they probably will end up being the top three. But I'm gonna just change it because I think Rodri needs to be in there for me, for everything he's done. So I'm gonna go Rodri third, Haaland second, and Messi first. That'll be my three. Yeah, even though I think Rodri really should be maybe a bit higher.
I completely understand, and I'm going to say exactly what Matt said, but in reverse. So I think Rodri should win the Ballon d'Or. I think he's been the best player over the course of the last year. If that's what the game is about, I think he's been the best player. He also won the Nations League with Spain. He won the Champions League. He won the FA Cup. He won the Premier League. And every time that Man City play without him, they look lost. So I think him. Second is Haaland for the same reasons. He won the treble and he scored 40, 50 goals last season. Still keep scoring. And then Messi is more like Messi is literally, it's just because of the World Cup last year. Other than that, he doesn't deserve to be anywhere near the conversation. He's not I don't even think he's top 50. I don't even think he's on the shortlist. If the World Cup hadn't happened, I don't think he should be on the shortlist. Yeah, but it's because of the World Cup. That's why he's in there. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, it's one just to cement his record really again. I don't know how many he's won now. 7? Is it 7 or 6? Can't remember. 7. So yeah, I mean, he's going to win his 8th, and it's just. But I mean, to be honest, the Ballon d'Or has been an absolute farce for a very long time now. And to be honest, I think the one that really I think everyone got annoyed at was Lewandowski, the 2021. That was
they just cancelled it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's got the same prestigious kind of what's it called? The reputation as it did 10 years ago, say when Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi were just the 2 best players in the world, which is why you could understand it was just going between them. But I mean, there's a few Ronaldos, there's a few Messis where he's won, and a few Ronaldos where he's won as well, where you just go are you really the best player? Or is this more just you're remembering kind of the last 5 years as opposed to just the last year?
You've got to remember, that so all of the countries in the world have a vote, right? And there are people that, with all due respect, probably don't know an awful lot about football, and will just see the big headlines and watch the very, very big games, and everyone knows who Cristiano Ronaldo is and everyone knows who Lionel Messi is. Yeah. So they won't be voting for Rodri. I
mean, you say that Jorginho finished 3rd in 2021, which is pretty ridiculous. Looking back, literally, I'm just looking at it now. Jorginho is a similar player to Rodri, really.
Yeah.
Didn't Kante get close to it as well?
Who?
Kante? Didn't he get near the top 3?
He wasn't in any of the top 3s. I can't see.
Can't see. I thought he was close to them. But no, I think Messi will win it just because of the player he was, not particularly kind of because he's tearing up the MLS at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Right, that was a nice little break from the Prem. Should we get back to the Prem? Should we talk through the Saturday games?
Let's go.
The lunchtime kickoff was Chelsea 0, Brentford 2. Brentford 2. So really, it's the same old Chelsea, isn't it? Really. My question is, and I'll ask you, Matt, why can't they score? Is it the quality of the chances? Is it the individual? They just can't shoot. What is it?
I think it's a mixture. I think it's a lot of it is a mixture. I think they're very drilled now to get to the final third, and you can actually see their patterns of play. Unlike Man U don't have a pattern of play at all. Chelsea, you can see their patterns of play, what they're trying to do and how they're trying to build. But once they get to the final third, there aren't any options going forward, at all, kind of any runs in behind, really. The quality of chances they're getting aren't necessarily the best. I would say Madueke, who's back, he looked good. This game, he hit the bar, I think, twice. He looked a lot better. Sterling is just, I mean, I've never really been a massive fan of Sterling, as you guys know. But they just can't break a team down. That final little bit, it's a bit painful, really, to watch, I'd say.
It is. I completely agree. I think it's a combination. It's the fact of the matter is they're not. Their XG is always quite high, but they're all such bitty chances, and the players that they have aren't fantastic finishers. If they had someone else on their team, like a Haaland or something like that, they actually probably would be really quite high up the Premier League at the moment. But they just don't have that. They don't seem to have any cohesion with that final ball or final shot, really.
Well, I think a big problem is that number 9 that they don't have.
Yeah,
I mean, they put on Jackson, but he doesn't. They were talking through on Match Today. He doesn't create anything, does he? He doesn't move, so players can go into different holes. He doesn't kind of change the angle of anything. He's just kind of around there, not like Haaland does, where he's around there, but he's constantly changing the angle, looking for like kind of the little gaps and everything.
Yeah.
It feels like he's trying to come to him. He throws a leg at it. It's just not convincing.
Yeah.
I think that Nkunku's like return from injury can't come soon enough.
I agree.
I think that he should, and we don't know because he's never played in the Premier League before, but he is bought for that purpose. So
I think also Madueke as well was also bought for that purpose, and he again has looked good. And I mean, and their team's actually decent. Like looking at it, is very decent. Like Cole Palmer is looking good.
It's pretty good.
And but again, it's just there's just no runners really. Well, there are runners. It's just no kind of like creativity in that final third at the moment. And whether that's just little darts in behind, it's kind of like, I think they'd be good on the break. That's why they're good against all the big teams. It's just like
yeah.
But I mean, a big word on Brentford. Brilliant result. They've won there more than Chelsea this year or something like that.
Since they've come up, they've won all 3 of their games at Stamford Bridge. I think.
It's brilliant. Well. So. Yeah, it's good. I mean, Abuemo's in an absolute purple patch at the moment as well. Goal and assist, I think, the last 2 games, and looking really good. I think someone's note, I can't remember who it is, but said about Mope.
Yeah.
And why didn't he shoot? I mean, why didn't he?
He's got he's breaking free from the halfway line. He's got an open goal, and he looks like someone that hasn't scored a goal in about. Well, it's true. They hasn't scored in like 32 Premier League games or something. I don't know the exact goal route.
Since Brighton.
That's crazy.
He was scared. Do you think he was scared to shoot at an open goal?
Yeah. No, I don't think he was scared. I think he just looked like he just had no conviction when he was running, and he didn't even pass it to Mbuemo. Like Sanchez tackled it.
Yeah, he got tackled.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
Bonkers, isn't it?
Did you see him on the side as well? When he got a yellow card.
Ultimate shithousery that when they're going to take a quick free kick and he just runs on the pitch and kicks the ball away.
I love that.
It's just stupid. What's it?
He's a funny man. The next game on Saturday we had the Arsenal 5, Sheffield United 0. Hat-trick for Mr. Eddie Nketiah. Andy, do you reckon Eddie's good enough to be Arsenal's first choice now Jesus is injured?
No, I don't. I think he's a very good striker, but I mean, it's a very good hat trick, but it's against Sheffield United. We'll put that into. I think Sheffield United made Arsenal look very good. Obviously, Arsenal were a very good team, did it professionally, like you should against these teams. But yeah, I don't think Eddie's good enough to lead the line for a team like Arsenal, for title contenders. I don't think he can get near to the levels that Man City can with Haaland.
Yeah, I completely agree. The point that I had on that was Eddie absolutely thrived when he was at Leeds in the Championship. And Saturday's game, he was effectively paired against a Championship side in Sheffield United. So that's why he thrived, I think. But good on him. He's got a Premier League hat-trick. Not a lot of people can say that. So.
Rashford's never got one. Eddie Nketiah has. So come on. Love that. That's why Eddie plays for England and Rashford shouldn't. But I mean, his Eddie's third goal, what a goal! Like very I mean, did you? It was the El Clasico. Obviously, that's why I'm wearing the good old Barca top here this weekend. And Bellingham scored an absolute brilliant goal as well. His first one, and it was very similar to that Eddie Nketiah strike. So I mean, they're about even, I'd say, at the moment. Bar the fact that Eddie scored a hat trick as opposed to Bellingham, only scored 2. So I mean,
but Bellingham was playing against Barcelona, whereas Eddie was playing against Sheffield United.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
It's a tough game against Sheffield. It's a tough game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no.
Great team.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, I don't know. We've spoken about this at length before anyway, but just how bad are Sheffield United? Their defence is wide open.
Yeah. I mean, 2 shots, 0 shots on target. And you got David, and you got Raya in goal. Like literally, just give him anything, and he's bound to like fluff it up.
Just
at the
pass
moment.
The ball to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think they can finish behind Derby's record?
They could.
Finish worse than Derby.
They could. I really think that they should get rid of Heckingbottom, and I think they should bring in a more traditional like Sean Dyche style Sam Allardyce. I think they're that desperate. I don't see a way out unless they just play shithouse like all 10 men behind the ball, try and score goals from corners. I don't think they've got anything else.
Completely agree.
They can't see a way out. Playing the ball round with these big teams, they'll just get torn apart like they have. Like, I do feel bad for Heckingbottom. Like they said, like he's lost his 2 best players from the Championship.
Yeah,
like their top goal scorer and then Sander Berge.
Yeah.
So, they know
agree completely. So another team that we touted at the beginning to finish 19th was Wolves. However, they got a 2-2 draw against Newcastle. So question to Matt, because Matt was very anti-Wolves to begin with. Is it time that we start taking them a bit more seriously?
Yes, very simply, yeah. I obviously really they went into the season with probably the lowest expectations, bar Chef U. I think of every pundit of everything, but I mean, they've like Gary O'Neill is doing an absolute masterstroke at the moment. And yes, you can talk about Newcastle, about a European hangover and everything like that, but I mean, Wolves looked in control for quite a bit of this game, to be honest. It didn't look like Newcastle was all over them at all. Like Wolves were completely holding their own, and they have done in every game that I've seen, really. I mean, we're not allowed to say that Korean guy. Instead, I'm going to say Hwang Hee-chan. He deserves to get his name now because he's done unbelievable. He scored again. I think he got an assist as well, maybe. But he's looking so good, isn't he? And their front three, Cunha as well. Again, someone I touted is awful, but I think he's looking really good. I think he looks a handful.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think he's really good. So again, Hwang Hee-chan is the biggest overachiever of expected goals this season. Do you reckon I've got the list up here. Do you reckon you can name someone else in the top 10?
Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson is not on there, no.
Okay.
Isaac?
Alexander Isak is not on there, no. So you both failed.
Okay.
Wow. So number 2 after Hwang Hee-chan is Song, that other Korean guy. Then I'll just do the top 5. So then 3rd is Matthias Jensen for Brentford.
Yeah.
4th is Evan Ferguson, and actually joint 4th is Scott McTominay.
McSauce.
Yeah,
not surprised.
Cooking.
Who would have thought that? Brilliant. Well, then onto the relegation.
Actually, James, just before you do, Wolves, big issue. Pedro Neto went off injured.
Oh yes. That
is the thing I wanted to say there. That could actually really, like, the way they play is literally built around him kind of counter-attacking, and he creates all the chances for Cunha, Hwang Hee-chan. So I mean, so I think that could be a big loss. I don't know how long it's out for, but it didn't look great at all.
Well, just to back up your point there, he's the highest assister in the Premier League this season with 7, which is massive, really.
Yeah, it is. For a team like that's only scored, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 goals, if that. Like, he's at least getting half, I'd say. So I think that's going to be a big loss.
Perfect. Sorry. I agree completely. Onto the relegation 6-pointer. We're calling it that already. It's Burnley versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth won 2-1. I think talking about predictions at the beginning of the season, right? So almost every pundit had Burnley to do quite well. I think it's quite clear they're nowhere near the levels that people thought they would be. Why do you think that is, Andy?
Well, I don't know, because they dominated the Championship so well, and they were playing this like great passing football under Company, and I just thought that would translate into the Premier League, because I had them 14th. I thought they would be able to actually stay up comfortably this year, but so far they're just looking like they're being outplayed by all these Premier League clubs. I don't particularly know.
I think, to be honest, I mean, they had a massive squad overhaul, so that a lot of their players, their key players from last season, were either on loan or, a lot of them were on loan. So they've had a bit of a change of squad. It's a complete rebuild, and they're just trying to Norwich their way through it, but they're going to end up like Norwich and get relegated, I think.
Yo team now, really. Yeah. But I mean, they didn't look good at all. Semenyo looked really good for Bournemouth, I have to say.
Yeah. I think that the point we've written on here is that Bournemouth finally with a win, but it was Burnley that made them look good. They both look poor. But Billing scored from 40, 50 yards with a chip. someone else that scored with a massive long goal. Who was that this weekend?
Hurricane. Hurricanes are blurring. Let's go. Let's go.
What a goal that was.
Yes,
mate.
let's go. Hurricane.
I love it. Well, you got to do that in German now. You got to do that.
Danke.
Yeah, what a finish. What a player. Like, I mean, just unbelievable, isn't it? 8-0. 3 red cards in the first 20 minutes of that game. Brilliant. Love it. And yeah, it's good to see him do well, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
I'm very happy with that.
Yeah. But I mean,
so well.
what happens? This is obviously what's going around the whole time at the moment. What happens when Tottenham win the league and Bayern Munich finish second to Leverkusen? And obviously, that could happen.
You've got to release Kane.
It could very, very easily happen. I think that is a perfect segue into the Friday night game. Tottenham 2, Crystal Palace 1. I don't think Tottenham even looked that good in this game, right? But they got the job done.
No, watching it, I mean, to be honest, who was it? Will Hughes for Palace could have absolutely burst through. Like at one point, it was like first 20 minutes and should have scored really. But he's so slow. How is he a Premier League footballer? I mean, and then Van der Ven, who's a quick central defender, got back so easily and just tackled him. It was a bit of a joke, really. But I think a good debate I saw earlier was are Romero and Van der Ven the best 2 kind of centre backs in the country at the moment in the Prem? I'd say yes.
I'd put Saliba above them.
Saliba and Gabriel, like as a partnership.
So you're saying a partnership?
Yeah. I can't think of a better one.
Diaz and Stones, one of the same.
Yeah, so I do like Saliba and Gabriel as well.
Yeah, fine.
Debatable as to which ones are better, but I can't really argue
on the
with
form
that.
they're in at the moment, they are looking fantastic. Those 2.
Yeah.
Mickey Van der Ven has just made him solid.
So what do we think then? Like Andy, like Tottenham, they're going to do it? They're going to win? Surely not.
Nah. It is the history of Tottenham, as Chiellini once said. They can't win. They'll fall off. They will. Iron Ball is lovely at the moment. I think they'll get top 4, but I don't think they'll win the league.
I think we said it last week as well. I think we just need to wait until Maddison gets injured, and then I think that the whole project will fall apart.
Yeah. And also really just like you look at Son as well. If Son gets injured, Richarlison's not playing well at all. Still looks completely off. But I mean, Bentancur came back, and again, like he's been out for I think 9 months, 10 months, and
I forgot about him completely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he came on, and then which is good. So
I mean, Brennan Johnson came off the bench, and he had got an assist for the second goal as well. I think he's a really good player, Brennan Johnson. I think that's a really good signing. So I agree. I don't think they'll win the league, but it's good that they're up there, and it's good they're challenging. It's actually a really exciting title race at the moment.
It is, yeah. You got about 3 or 4 teams that could very easily go on and win it, hopefully. And I'm including Villa in that.
Dear, oh dear. Well, on that note, I think it's time for a little game. Should we play a game?
I love games.
What, Andy, what games should we play?
Oh, there's one I've heard about.
Oh, yeah?
It's called the predictions game.
Oh, the predictions game!
The predictions game!
There we go. See,
sounds like a great idea for a game. Yeah, I know. That's like clockwork. Right, Matt, who are you going for next week?
I am going for Wolves. Wolves to win 3-0 against Sheffield United. That's mine. 3 p.m. kickoff on next Saturday. Yeah. I just can't see Sheffield getting any better. Wolves. But actually, I forgot about Pedro Neto when I did that. So, but yeah, I'll stick with it
now.
I'll stick with it.
Perfect. Well, I'll jump in next. So I'm going to go for. I need to get some points because I'm so far behind in this league. I'm going for a Man City 5-0 thrashing over Bournemouth.
Fair play.
See that?
That'll be a point. Yep.
Maybe 2. It just depends how many they score. And you, Andy, what are you going for?
I am going for Brentford 2-0 against West Ham.
Interesting.
I think after the Everton loss, I think they might start to get on the players back, the fans, and Brentford are looking in great form. Yeah, 2-0.
Why not?
Yeah, fair.
I think that's I think that's great. Perfect. Well, we'll see how that plays out, and then I think next week we'll do a bit of a. Well, actually, no, it's not next week. I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be in Guatemala next week.
Guatemala, baby, Guatemala.
And, I will be sending in my predictions, so you guys can sort that next week. But yeah, any closing remarks for the week? Wise words of wisdom.
Andy's moved to Wales on Friday, so I mean, that's always big.
Come on, mine will be from Swansea next week.
Exactly. Hey. Yeah, we're going international, baby. We're going international. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it's who we are.
Yeah, we're already transatlantic, so let's take it. Let's go South America next. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, rather than transatlantic, we'll do Trans River 7.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the dream. I'll go Bristol and you go in Swansea. Yeah, we'd love that.
Absolute dream.
Perfect. Well, I actually need to go to work because it's super early here. So I think we should probably close it off. But I guess there's one more thing to say, right? And that's that it's just to remember, it's on your head, son.
Not off your head.
Son.
Yeah.
Yes.